How to get YouTube subscribers fast. In this video, we will cover 5 growth hacks that you can use to grow your YouTube channel very quickly, even if you're starting from scratch. Just remember to smash that like button below. Alright, so watch this video till the end because the tip number 4 is the one that I used to get from 0 to 100 subscribers in about a month. Some people will think that was very slow, but I didn't have very big social media in Facebook, Instagram, or any other place, and I didn't use any of the other tips in this guide. Now, it's important for you to know that you need to be sure of what you are willing to and not willing to do when it comes to your account and when it comes to growing your subscribers. Some of these may be controversial. Alright, so with that out of the way, number 1 is abuse power. Yep, you heard that right. So what do I mean by abusing power? Well, this is a growth hack that I've seen people using before, and that's allowed some people to get to 10,000 subscribers in about a year or so. And that's crazy. Now, what exactly do we mean by abuse power? Well, think of it this way. If you have your own business and you are hiring people, or if you are a teacher and let's say that you have a YouTube channel that has something to do with the topic that you're an expert on, or has something to do with what people are learning, or even if you are a business owner and your channel has to do with entrepreneurship in some way, then something that you can do is tell people in the onboarding process, or better, in the selection process, you can tell them, hey, as steps of the process, subscribe to this channel and check these videos, and I don't know, maybe you can give them a task like, okay, watch these videos and let us know what you think about A, B, C, and D. This can be a great way to filter people for culture within your organization because they're watching a video made from you and on a topic that has to do with something that they'll have to do within the organization, or they'll be able to see your personality go up and down. So that's something great that you can do. Now, some people will be like, whoa, wait, this is too much. I don't think I can do that, especially if I'm a teacher. Yeah, but I've seen people do that before and it's been very successful for them because in a very short period of time, they racked up hundreds of people. Especially if you are in a hiring process of sorts, right? So, number two growth hack when it comes to growing fast on YouTube, and none of these growth hacks are very based on the algorithm, is actually doing topics that are very controversial and have massive appeal. Why do I say this? Well, I know several people, but I have one very specific example in mind of someone who got to over 1,000 subscribers. I think it was almost 1,500 subscribers in less than 3 months. But you know how they did it? They did it even though most of their videos were only getting hundreds of views, they weren't getting thousands of views. They got a lot of subscribers from a couple of videos that were about a controversial couple when it came to celebrities. So it was as simple as saying why people hate this couple, right? And I'm not gonna name the names here because I think that person is a subscriber of mine. But that gives you an idea of something that you could do. Now, ideally, this will be a topic that's controversial and of mass appeal that has something to do with your niche. Because ideally, you don't want subscribers that are going to be people who are not going to be watching your videos. So if doing something like this is too far-fetched for your channel, that maybe it's best if you don't do it, especially if you don't feel okay with doing it. After all, you don't want to get like 1,500 subscribers and have no one come back to see your normal videos about your actual channel unless you actually switch your topic, which again, it's something that you are free to do. Having said that, that is a great way to do it. Now, how do you do this effectively? For you to do this effectively, you need to have a very attractive thumbnail with a very controversial sounding title, right? And it's gonna be about something that has mass appeal. Like I said, celebrities are a good choice. You could potentially do it with politics and religion, but those topics tend to be a little bit more stigmatized. When you talk about celebrities, it's normal to criticize celebrities and celebrity couples, right? So it's a bit more accepted and has more of a mass appeal. And when it gets to people can just jump into your channel and they'll subscribe because they believe they'll get a little bit more content like that. Having said that, people need to see it. So this is the one point in which it's important for you to optimize for keywords and make sure that people will actually be able to see that video so it ranks quickly on YouTube and you can start racking up views very quickly. Think about it. In that one example, I remember that those 2 videos had over 22,000 views in less than a month and a half. That is fast. That is very fast. Some videos take years and years and they never get to that many views. So make sure that you optimize it for keywords and make sure that you make it very controversial, and yeah, make sure that you make it interesting so people want to subscribe. The tip number 3, which I used to grow my channel from scratch to over 100 subscribers in a little less than a month, is to actually go out and, maybe you've heard this before, comment on a lot of the bigger channels within your niche. But more than that, if you are willing to, you can actually go into Facebook groups or potentially groups on Reddit or wherever else there are other content creators within your niche or a similar niche, or even a niche that you are interested in, and they're all growing and they're all helping each other. What do I mean by helping each other? Remember when we said that you needed to have a clear idea of what you were willing and not willing to do? Well, in this case, these people there are groups out there where you can have people say, okay, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna watch your whole video. As you know, it's important for the YouTube algorithm if people are actually watching your whole video versus just a little part of it. I'll like your video if you do that for me as well, right? So people go in and they do that in order to boost their metrics in a short term, right? This is a short-term strategy, but it can help you gain watch time, it can help you gain likes, comments, and potentially even subscribers. This is something that I will say is best if it's within your niche and if you're making sure that you're doing it organically. In other words, you're not overly abusing it and you are actually watching things and engaging with other channels. You're not just super subbing, right? Like, I subscribe to your channel, you subscribe to mine. That's not organic, and that can look very weird for YouTube in the behavior, right? Basically, the behavior of your account. Why are you subscribing to a channel that you haven't watched even a single video, and you're doing that many times over? So that's probably, that may potentially get you flagged. So be careful with that. Use this sparingly, but this is something that you can also do. It's especially good if you go into big Facebook groups with lots of people who are interested in your niche topic, and it is a group in which you are allowed to actually promote your videos. And then you could do that in, again, Facebook groups, maybe some Reddit threads, and potentially some other social media or forums as well. Now, even if you are not allowed to share links or promote your stuff, you can still be helpful to people, and you can potentially DM them to have conversations, to have direct messages, and then potentially even let them know that you have a YouTube channel, right? Now, I'm not saying go out there and post it and like, you gotta be careful of not being spammy so you're not kicked out. But that is another potential way in which I saw someone get from 0 to over 1,000 subscribers in less than 3 months. To give you an idea, some of the people that are in the millions of subscribers who took several years to get there, they actually took a year or a year and a half to go from 0 to 1,000 subscribers the organic way. Now, if you use some of these tips, you can potentially beat that curve very, very quickly. Alright, so what is the final tip here? Tip number 5. Well, it is a more boring one for sure, and it has to do with actually just going in and letting everyone that you know that you have a YouTube channel and asking them to subscribe. Now, it's a different thing to just share it on social media. Maybe you share it on Facebook, you share it on whatever other media you have. In my case, it was Facebook and LinkedIn because I had like 1,000 on each, 1,000 people on each. But it's very different when you go and you actually DM them one-on-one, or you do it through phone numbers, or you talk to them on the phone or whatever, right? It's more personal, and even if you are talking with someone on a day-to-day basis and it's just normal, then still let them know, hey, I have a YouTube channel. I would like it if you could subscribe to it. I mean, you're not obligated to, but it will be great. Or something along those lines, right? Just let people know and ask them. If you do that, I've seen one guy who got to 100 subscribers in less than a month as well, and he did just that. He just said, hey, a big part of it was just asking one-on-one to people on my network. It feels more personalized. They feel like I'm caring about them. Like, hey, like, it's important to me that you yourself subscribe. That's gonna be very helpful. It's very different from just sending a mass post on social media where they don't feel that obligation or that you are specifically asking them to do that. So now you know 5 ways to hack your growth on YouTube, especially when you're starting from scratch. Now you learn about commenting and going into groups of people who actually help each other grow their channels, especially if they're in the same niche. You learn about using power that you have over groups of people to have them massively subscribe to your channel. You learn about using controversial, massive appeal topics in order to gain a lot of views, and of those views, on average, 3% will become subscribers. And you also learn about actually asking people one-on-one in order to get them to subscribe to your channel, especially if they already know you. Now, I mixed tips 3 and 4, which the one that we left out was actually commenting on bigger channels. This is something that I mentioned very briefly, but that's probably something that you've already heard of before. So, did you like this video? If not, let me know. And what can we actually improve? Remember to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you know whenever a new video comes out.